Um, with the experience that I've had with people and a couple of family members that have mental disorders, I know that it really goes back to really understanding what it was to understand the challenges that people had. Thank God they went from calling them retarded, because that's was the harsh name that they used to call them before they, we got into saying this was a mental disability, which I myself believing that a lot of us all have mental disabilities because we are faced with so many things and challenges in life. But it is really hard in African Americans because it is inbred into us. We were self-healers. It really did not significantly matter. But being human beings, we're all affected by mental things and traumatized by things that affect us all mentally. The other race of people that are able to be offered more of counseling services that are out there provided, and they take advantage of it.
So basically you're saying a lot of people don't take the time to understand it.
Because they stigma, because society will it's stigmatized, like the difference between an officer being called out for such as the guy that you were mentioning this morning out there in the streets with his Bible, this and that. He would take him down like a dog. He would get shot down like a dog. But if it was anyone else of another race, they would talk them down. Because that's what they were taught to do. They would talk them down, and they would seek help, and the resources were there and available. But for us, it's just like you're a rabbit. Your mental illness is a rabbit thing for certain people. So different races or how it is applied, but it's a generation. It's for all generations. Everyone has it in the family.
Everyone. And looking at some of these statistics, it says that 1 out of 4 of every person will face some type of mental illness.
That's true.
At some point in time.
True.
So mental illness can be temporary. I mean, you can be depressed and then all of a sudden you can come out of it.
Which they say is bipolar now. That's why I think bipolar is so used. Bipolar, it's the truth. You getting your highs and your lows. So.
But bipolar, and I think the reason why it's a little different from depression is because it stems from anger. And that could be like feelings that's been balled up for a long period of time, and all of a sudden anything can trigger it. And that's why they say they can go off on you at any given time. It needs to be treated. And then a lot of times in society, we don't look at that as a real serious illness.
True.
Sometimes we think, you even hear people say, she crazy. She crazy. Yeah. But they may be really suffering from a mental illness.
I also can compare mental illness sort of being a spiritual disconnect or a spiritual dysfunction. When I think about individuals who have a mental challenge, I also think about spiritual restoration. I think about the Bible tells us to have the mind of Christ. And so as a man thinketh, so is he. So when you are disconnected from the spirit, then you can think whatever you want to and then believe that it is true or it is your reality. And so I feel that when you're connected to God and when you have the mind of Christ, God would actually give you the knowledge and the wisdom and the spiritual sense in order to control whatever mental issue you may be going through or whatever trauma you've dealt with. So I do see that also as a spiritual dysfunction. So that, that's how I feel about it.
Okay.
So,
That's deep. I mean, we going deep. We going in now.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Brilliant Women in Film. This radio program has been brought to you by our faithful sponsors. Check us out at brilliantwomeninfilm.com.